Another Wednesday has come and almost gone, but it's
Almost
not
got
gonna leave before we do rebrand us.
Nope.
All right now. All
I
right.
wrote that. I wrote that.
That's
Anyway,
good.
ladies and
You
gentlemen,
wrote
thank
that.
you.
Hey,
I wrote that. That's original.
that's nice.
Anthony is here, so don't try to steal my stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm sure the one person we got listening right now is Mr. Donald Perry himself. My name is Anthony Goodson, the host of the number one show on Wednesdays at 7:30 on Facebook called Rebrand Us. Thank you for joining us. It's a little dark in here, y'all. I'm gonna fix the lighting.
Intimate looking.
It's very intimate. What is it called? Rebrand Us After Dark.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought I was trying to set the mood.
that about?
Hosting with a little cognac.
He didn't put that line over his old. I would have said cognac. But hey, to each his own, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host. My name is Anthony Goodson of Rebrand Us, alongside my co-host, both of them, Adrian A. Stinson. What's up, Ace?
What's up, Goodson?
And then, of course, we have the lovely, the beautiful, the always unique eyeglasses,
Hey.
Yashika.
Hey, y'all.
What's up, Yashika?
So we're going to depend on y'all a lot tonight. We're going to depend on the audience a lot. We have a few topics that we do want to talk about: black films, child privilege, and much, much more. But we want you guys to certainly join in and have that conversation with us tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know what? I was talking to a friend of mine today, and actually a kind of a business partner situation. And we were talking about black films, and that's kind of what got me started on this topic tonight: black films. Now, tell me what y'all think. What is, first of all, before I go into what I was going to say, tell me what you think a black film is. What is a black film, Ace?
A film with black people, about black people, made by black people.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Yashika?
A black film. I would say a film with a black cast and maybe a black director. But Color Purple was, I would consider a black film. That was Steven Spielberg, right? So
Absolutely.
I would say a black cast.
So when I think about a black film, I always think probably black everything, right? Like, for example, Denzel Washington. A Denzel Washington movie is not a black film. It's a film with a black actor.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
But anything with Tyler Perry, I would consider a black film. What about what's the name of this show with Tay Diggs and all of them? Tay Diggs, Best Man, Holiday. Is that considered a black film?
I would say yeah. I don't know who is robot and everything, but it's a black cast about the daily lives of black folks.
And so, I mean, it's just interesting because whenever it's about crossover. Like, I consider Jaheim a black singer. I don't know that I consider Michael Jackson so much a black singer. I consider him a crossover singer. Clearly, his skin is black, obviously. But see, that's when we started talking about crossover. So what made me think about this topic? Well, first of all, we talk about integration into the different, like people integrating into the black culture. And the black culture having to integrate into the white culture. So when you start looking at films and all these different things, movies, TV shows, so forth, music, everything, who buys the majority of this black, stuff? So for example, let's take Friday, the movie Friday. Yes, I would consider that a black film, but it's such a cult classic in American history. It crossed over and it made way more than the average black dollar. So I don't really consider it now a all-out black film.
It depends. I heard you saying on that, but I think 98% of the dollars that Friday received are black dollars. I don't think it's too many. I don't think it's just too many Friday lovers in the white community like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure they have white fan, but like, I don't think you can ask like a 60-some-year-old white man about Friday.
Well, I bet you could though. 60-some-year-old white man was late 30s, 40s, 25, 30 years ago when it came out.
Yeah.
Well, maybe status class. I just think that black dollars is made that. I just think more black people want to see it. Could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong.
All right, so We're just having a random discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to tune in and chime in and tell us what you think. So black films is what we were talking about. So I was thinking it's a very niche subject really. I mean, we watch our own films, and I'm assuming Mexicans watch, especially if they're in Spanish, their own films and all that. But I think because you have a black lead,
shout out to Machete. Go ahead. That's my movie.
Okay, well, you
Mexican Hero.
made me lose that train of thought. So.
Oh no, keep going, please. I just had to shout out Latino brothers and sisters.
What do you spend a lot of your free time? I know I like to watch a lot of movies. Now, I shouldn't say this live on air, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Don't say
it. It's something I watch a lot. I don't know where I'm getting my feedback, but Soap Today is something I watch a lot of. And
listen,
so
don't you give it away. They mess it up, then we can't watch our movies now.
Hey, they've already changed it. How do you guys spend the majority of your free time?
As far as watching something, if I'm watching, I like to listen to a lot of music. I like to do a lot of music and stuff, do extracurricular things, writing and stuff, some writing and stuff. But if I'm watching something, I like to watch. I'm a creature of habit, so I watch the same thing. So
Me too.
A particular sitcom that I watch all the time. I really don't watch movies. Yeah, you know what it is. The Office. Yeah. But I was scared to say what it was because I didn't want you to take me out of here, you know.
Right.
That's what I watch the majority of the time.
Listen, if you watch The Office, your black card will not be revoked. There's Stanley.
Wait. Now I'm not gonna let you do this. Just because they got 2 or 3 black people on the show, don't mean you get to keep a black card. Because the people on the show ain't got their black card.
Yeah, go on, get him out of here.
I don't know what
it had to be done.
Typically, when I do that, I always leave them out about a minute or 30 seconds max.
Yeah, because he needs to know what he should.
He had Bible study today. He talked about our TV show, The Office. I would suggest he get up now and go on the Bible study.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about things how you spend your free time. Let us know how y'all spend y'all's free time. But there's a whole lot more we want to talk about tonight. One of the things is we saw this. I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to tell y'all what it said. There was a guy who said if you do something for someone one time, they're shocked or something to that nature. If you do it to them twice, they're thankful. If you do it to them the third time, I forgot what the third one is, but the fourth one, they start to expect it. By number 5, they are now privileged. They think that that's what you have to do. It creates child privilege. Tell me, what do y'all think about that?
I can dig it. Yeah, I mean, definitely, if something being done, after a certain amount of time, it becomes expected, and yeah, that is privilege when you just expect it. You know, it's happened so much that it's just like, hey, this is life. This is how it is. So yeah, I can definitely see that. Pretty wise quote.
I think we talked about it a while ago when we talked about privilege with kids. Remember, we talked about how kids they feel entitled, like you're doing things for me because you're supposed to. I even get that with my kids sometimes, like they feel like I'm supposed to do that. And I'm not, you know, a lot of what I do, I don't have to do, you know, I need you to understand I don't have to do it. So I thought it was really good. And I think it made sense. And the way he put it down had never heard it put that way before. So I thought it was really good. But entitlement is real. You do things for people.
I'm certainly going to try to see if I can find it.
Even if anything.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find it in a little bit, and then if I can, I'll see if I can pull it up. But again, I want y'all the audience to tell us what you think. I have it right here. So, what do you think? If you do it once, they're shocked. If you do it twice, they're thankful. But by the time you get to the 5th time, you're creating a class of just privileged individuals. So let us know what you think about that.
Well, with that, are we saying, like, is this just child based, or are we talking about people, period? You know, like doing something for somebody, something like that, or are we just speaking like from the child's perspective of us doing for our kids?
In the video, he was talking about he was talking about women. Really, that's what he was talking about. Okay. And he was talking about He was, yeah. And he was talking about how after that, women are being given so much or given so much attention, like on social media. They got so many people sliding in their DMs and all this stuff that they're starting to feel like that list we talked about a couple weeks ago. They can't go to Cheesecake Factory. Remember the list? Stuff like that. And that's why they feel that way, is because they've been made to think that they up here. Way up here.
Okay.
All right. So it made sense to me, and I'm a woman, and it made sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Well, I tell you what, y'all, let's try to get it on and let's see what he says. Here we go. Well, maybe not.
The first time, it creates appreciation. When you give someone something for free the second time, it creates anticipation. When you give someone something for free the third time, it creates expectation. Fourth time, it creates entitlement. The fifth time, it creates dependency. And you don't give it to them by the sixth time, it creates hatred and resentment. And internally, they feel depressed and have anxiety. So let me tell you, ladies, something. Guess where all women are? Because women get attention for free from men. So women are in the entitlement field. That's why all women think that they're 8, 9s, and 10s, because they have this self-entitlement because is in your DMs giving you a bunch of attention.
That was pretty powerful. All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We're going to have to stop for a quick minute, take a quick break. But after we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about, have you helped someone recently? All right? I'm getting feedback. I'll fix that. See y'all in
It's diluted up to this time. Knowing what it means is a great thing, but that person is still insulting you with the nomenclature of being called a nigger.
Hey, now you just know big boy. You got to come down on my level now.
Nomenclature.
Pretty powerful stuff.
You know what? The hype is on. People have been asking us to do that show once again. I have decided that maybe we should entertain doing that show again. But, should we do it towards the end of the year or the beginning of the year? But, ladies and gentlemen, the show is certainly coming back. The NIGGER word. And also there's a documentary coming out about that too in the next 6 months or 4 months, I believe. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking a whole lot more about that. But anyway, before I left, I said, what do you think? I forgot what question I have. Have you helped someone recently? Have you helped someone else recently? Now, before I get into this, let me tell y'all, I look at Facebook all the time and the reels. And if you scroll down, you'll see a person, kind of help somebody out. They'll record it, showing themselves helping somebody out. Like, pick one of these envelopes, or, they give out a ridiculous amount of money, like thousands of dollars, and doing all these things. And at first I was upset about it. I was like, why are y'all doing this on camera? You should just do this in the privacy of you and that person. But then I got motivated. So I actually saw that as a good thing, like, and a lot of times they don't even show themselves on the camera. They just show what they're doing. And I'm sure they're following this up. They probably make a lot of money from it and all that stuff. Nevertheless, there are people around this country who are randomly being helped. And I absolutely love it. The church I go to right now is one community church in Dallas. And what they're doing is they're taking $40 from every single person that walks to the door, member or not. They get that $40, and it's thousands of members in this church and people going to this church. So they're able to give away, I think it's something like $200,000 or more. So they're just going to random places and handing people $10,000 checks. They're a nonprofit organization, just handing random $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000 checks, helping women battered shelters, show we had last week and so forth. So I absolutely love this concept. So me and mine, we do it all the time, including my daughter. We do it all the time. We'll go to the restaurants, we'll pay it forward, we'll pay somebody's lunch. We don't even want them to know it was us. We're not trying to, get the glory. But my question to you two, have you helped someone else recently?
My question to you is, where's your church going to be tomorrow?
Hey, you know what? You should get your nonprofit organization You actually have one. You should really have your nonprofit organization. But the problem is, now that you've said it like that, I'm gonna tell my church, hey, look, you can give money. Just watch how this last promo word person spends it.
Hey, man. Yeah, definitely help someone. I actually helped a young lady this morning. It was kind of traffic, and she just jumped out in the traffic without looking or anything like that, and she was just on a mission. She didn't care about anybody else, and I slowed down and let her go on by because she was like crossing over, and I helped her because if she would have hit my truck, I would have had to help her to her ass whooping. So I helped her by letting her not hit me. That's it. That's charity. Yashika, you helped anybody today? Lately?
Yeah, yesterday. I'm the kind. One thing I teach my kids, my big ones especially, but these little ones too, is I always say, "What if God was one of us?" Sheryl Crow made a song called "What If God Was One of Us." Just a slide like one of us, a stranger on the bus trying to make his way home. So you never know where people are. You never know. I know the whole thing. Yeah. Take my card. It's bingo. My car is bingo, so y'all can have it, right? But anyway, it's bingo. Anyway, yesterday I went to Starbucks.
I mean, you can't kick out the show for helping people.
It's cool.
Hey, you know what, Yashika? I'm pretty sure that song has been played on The Office at least a couple of times.
No, I never heard it on there.
It's been on some episodes.
I don't think so.
Oh, Dizzle, what's up, baby?
But I was at Starbucks and I paid. I put a $5 up, and the $5 blew away. And so I looked back, and it was just flying away. So I said, you know what? Whoever gets that, blessings to them. They get that. Then I paid, and then I kept going. So whoever got it.
Now I have to question the integrity. I like what you did. And hey, what's up, Dizzy? I have to question. Was it that did you just let the $5 go? Be like, hey, it was meant for somebody else, or was it blowing too fast and you knew you couldn't catch it no way?
No, it was right behind. It was right at the end of my car. I could have got it.
Okay.
But I paid for it. I'm like Anthony. I buy lunches and food and stuff. I'll pay, but I like to pay and then hurry up and go. I like to pay and then hurry up and go. Yeah.
Right. We with our foundation, one of the things we like to do is it's kind of everything is so political now. It's kind of hard to hit ground zero and actually get out with the people and do things. Now you got to have permits and all this stuff. But we always try to make sure that we, even if we're doing something in one place, we always bring extra so that we can help out. Somebody else. We stop under a bridge or some things like that.
When last time you did that?
A month and a half ago, we served. We do a lot of work and volunteering at the women's children's shelter, and we leave there. We try to help around large homeless population around Parkland Hospital.
Awesome.
Now, what's the purpose behind giving? Or helping someone?
You know what? In our Bible study class, I think we're reading John 15. And, Jesus said, love each other as I loved you.
Jesus may have said, yeah, he did actually say that. I think so. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't give him verbatim, but the Lord said something like that. He said, I command you to, that's my commandment. Love each other as I love you.
So it also says, give and it shall be given unto you. I wonder if you give because you know it shall be given unto you. Is that selfish? Is that a selfish act? Or are you actually giving because God said to give?
That's a hard one, because even though it's a selfish act, you're still doing what you're supposed to do. So I don't think the Lord gonna be. Well, I don't know, because he said give with a cheerful heart.
Well, the Bible says give and it shall be given unto you. And I don't even know that you necessarily have to do it. He could do it for a selfish reason. He didn't say not to. He just said give. And I help the poor, and all these people are, that's just the way to go sometimes. You do what he say to do and be obedient with it, I guess. I love the giving aspect of it. I remember when I was in my rough time, I asked God, I said, God, help me. Just send someone or send something to help me, right? So I can help someone else. You know, when that day comes, somebody I can look back and see that 22, 23-year-old man, 25, with a kid, single dad, single mom, whatever. But I'm thinking dad because I relate to that. And I can help him just like I needed help. And to me, every time I give to God. I never give to the individual. But I always think about that person. And when God tells me to give. So like one time, me and my wife, we went to Saltgrass. For those who don't know, Saltgrass ain't necessarily the cheapest place to go eat. But so there was a nice white couple, and they were male and female, you know, a nice white couple, but they were older. And we paid for their lunch. Didn't know them, never met them. But when I say older, they were probably in their late 50s, early 60s. Everybody in the room knew them, though. Everybody. They must have been a staple in Rockwall. And when they walked in the room, I just felt the spirit say to pay for their lunch. So we did. This has been some years ago. So I didn't discriminate. I don't discriminate based on who you are. I felt like they were the ones. And still, I feel like the blessing came right back to me.
I don't know if I could have helped them because the way you described them, they could have been at Denny's getting that discount instead of Saltgrass. So that would have been debatable on my end.
For me, what I think is amazing is that I'm in tune with God too. That He tells me, like, I'll do it because He tells me. So you don't pick the person; He picks the person.
Right.
Yeah. So you just, if you follow and listen, you pick the person. You let God pick them because He knows what they need. He knows what their needs are. He knows what they're going through, and just buying lunch, believe it or not, can change a lot.
Yeah, that's true. But now, what about this situation? What about so certain times, you know, we've had people who say hungry, you know, I just need some food, stuff like that. So instead of money, you buy them the food. So let's say that person gets angry and say, I don't want no food, I want some money, you know, I don't, you know, throw the food back at you or just tell you how they feel about the food. They refuse it. Do you then turn around and give them money, or you offer and they decline and you go ahead and go about your business?
Well, you know what? You don't give what they ask for. You give what you can give. As simple as that. So and now I got to go through I got to run. I don't know. I feel if I don't have cash on me, I'm not going to the ATM. You're going to get what I gave you or someone who wants to take it. I'm giving out the kindness of my heart, not what you desire. I mean, I'm not even going to judge you. I'm not going to judge that you might be using this for drugs, alcohol, which was what most people think. I'm not going to judge, but I'm giving out of my heart. And if you don't want to receive that, then unfortunately, someone else will be able to get it. You might not be the person I was told to give it to. Let's go to the comments. This is, I believe, Kendall Jackson?
Kendall Henderson. What's going on, Apache?
That's the word. That's the word. First commandment was to love. Then Galatians 6:7, be not deceived. There we go. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. We as people shouldn't expect to receive anything if we refuse to give. That's a good one. I love it.
Yeah. That's also Kendall Henderson. Let me give him a shout out over the DFW DN Gospel Radio station.
One smart Apache came out of that school. Congratulations. Hey, look here. Let's go to the next one. So who do you think, like, if you thought of the first person who's just a very successful person, right? I always think the same person every time. But who's the first person that you think of when you think of success? Now, let's say this. Success means lots of things. It could be money, it could be fame, it could be achievements, it could be a lot of things, right? But the first person you think of when you think of success, who is it that you think of, Ace?
Magic Johnson.
I guess I have to explain that you might want to tell us why.
Okay, I want to know you that. You might just want to know. Magic Johnson, he had his cake and he ate it too. You know, he caught AIDS, got rid of AIDS, had a successful basketball career, kept his marriage together. You know, no, seriously, they overcame the adversity and all the controversy, kept his marriage together, and he transitioned, especially at a time when, you know, basketball players weren't doing what he did. He transitioned from basketball to successful businessman. And he put up businesses in the hood. He opened things in the hood that wasn't there. And now he's he was part owner of the team and things like that. So I just he's not the only one, but say success. I thought Magic Johnson.
Sheikah, Deborah Collette's daughter.
Come back to me. Well, you know what? I said I would. I'm torn between Jay-Z or Oprah, and the reason why is because they came from the dirt. Tyler Perry too slept in his car, right? And so for me, I think part of being successful is the climb. So you
wait. Are you referencing a white song when you say that?
That came from off the top of the dome. No, but I just think it's part of the climb because they came from nothing, and I can relate to that. You know what I mean? So that's why I had 2, 3, really.
I will say the same. I don't think Oprah. I love Tyler Perry, so Tyler Perry is definitely one. But when I think, the first person I think is Jay-Z. Man, when I think about it, Ace, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Somebody who was selling drugs on the corner, somebody who was a nobody. But when you think about the world and how the world works, especially if you go to different countries, there's traditions, there's royal families, there's all these things, and the great land of opportunity is right here in America. Right. So everybody don't have what we have. And so in America, you can come from the slums of nothing to the greatest of everything. And to me, when I think of Jay-Z, I think that I see that tall climb that he made from selling drugs on the corner to being the #1 music artist. And Jay-Z didn't ever do a transition. He transitioned from music and business, if you want to go that direction. He didn't do any acting like Will Smith and LL and all these other people. He did the business side, and still he somehow became the rich. I guess business makes more money because Puffy did the same thing. So I have so much respect for Jay-Z, and I love to listen to them answer questions because he's got a ridiculous amount of, I hate to call it wisdom because I think wisdom is a godly thing, and I don't know how godly Jay-Z actually is, but he has a ridiculous amount of knowledge that I love to hear him speak. So with that knowledge, it seems like you can grab anything. And another person is Dave Chappelle with a lot of knowledge, but Tyler Perry's a good one, and I do believe Jay-Z is a good one also. Audience, tell us what you think. Somebody says #rebranders. Oh, we motivate you like that.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, shout out to all our Pittsburgh people tuned in tonight too. I don't even know what time it is, but what's up, Pennsylvania?
It's an hour ahead, so.
Y'all ain't up that late then. Y'all tune in with
it. Now, okay. So you've met the person that you think is so successful, but if today was the last day of your life, who would you call? You can call anybody, by the way. Anybody in the world, even if you don't know them, celebrities, whatever. Who would you call and what would you tell
them? I would call my wife and I would let her know how much I love her and the kids, and I make sure that they have that said and that knowledge to them, because at the end, that's all that was important when we are good fathers and husbands and things like that.
Yashika?
Yeah, my kids.
They had this, I believe it was 9/11, and my buddy Kevin Woodson, we just saw a promo of him a moment ago, and this question came up then. What happened was, I think they came down low enough in those planes on 9/11 to hit the buildings that they had service again. Like if you're up in the sky, you don't have it, but they had service again.
Yeah.
Now it's like they have an opportunity to call someone. A lot of them did. That's how they got a lot of.
Have you heard those calls that you're speaking of?
No, I've never heard of them.
I saw a video. I heard like 8 of them. They had them. That's my second mom right there.
Miss Bonner Love.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comments real quick. Kendall says, I would call Jesus because when others gave up and didn't think I would make it, he gave me another chance and I'm grateful. Great answer, but you don't have to call him. You're going to see him in like a minute.
He might not even be on the main line at that time.
Your mama said, hey, Miss Bonner Love. Who would I call? You know what? I think if I had one last call to tell them anything, I think I would go through my daughter, and I would have her to tell. I'd tell her everything I need to tell her, and I'd go through her to tell my mom and dad and
Right.
my
Yeah.
sister and all them what they need. But my daughter would think that my daddy loves me so much. I'm the last person he called, and that's probably the last person I would call. Top that, Adrian.
Mhm.
Y'all got jokes. All right. So now Adrian had a few questions that he wanted us to talk about, y'all. So we're going to talk about those now. They're sketchy. He's always sketchy. So y'all stay
Hey,
tuned.
man, you know what? You off my last person I'm gonna call this.
Yeah, that's all right. You only had one, and you already told us your kids and your wife, whatever that means. But we're gonna come back after this break, and we're gonna check these sketchy questions that the individual has in just 10 seconds.
Want to bring that curb appeal back to your home or business? Let us help you. Call Ace Power Washing at 469-337-4080 or email us at powerwashingace3@gmail.com. Whether it's sidewalks, driveways, house or building washing, we'll take care of it. Call or email today for your free quote. We'll see you soon.
Man, that is a
Oh, we
great
are
promo.
back. You like that?
That's real
Oh
good.
yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Wait, hold
All
on.
right, so-
I'm talking about the power washing commercial. What y'all talking about?
Oh, it don't matter. I did both of them, so you get credit. Either way you go. All right, so these sketchy questions Ace have. He says, "Is it time for a curriculum update in our schools? Should we be focused on subjects that really matter in life, taxes, investments, real estate, inflation, etc.?" So, Yashika, what do you think? Do you think it's time for us to have an update on the curriculums in our schools?
I would say there's always it should be ongoing. It should be updating as the world moves, the world changes. There should be updates. So yes, there should be, but there is. Maybe there should be a more of an update because I'm sure what they're teaching today, they wasn't teaching the same thing letter for letter 30 years ago.
Yeah, I think we should have a complete and total change in the curriculum. For example, the stuff that we go through in life is not what they teach us in school. If I'm gonna see, these are very impressionable times for
Yeah,
students,
yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
from the age of 5 years old up to about 18, they're not teaching some of the actual issues that life has to throw at you.
Mhm.
I don't care that George Washington was the first president. Quite honestly, I probably hadn't thought much about that since I was 18. It has never come up. I have plenty of dollars in my pocket, and I don't really have the meaning of why any president is on any of one of those dollars. I think they dropped the ball. I don't even really think they dropped the ball. I think it's purposely done.
Oh,
This is
of course.
I don't want to
Yeah.
call it a distraction. I don't know what it is, but I think that if they allow us to start learning, like you put a few examples on here: taxes, investments, real estate, inflation. There's so many other things in life that comes at you that they don't teach you in school, and those are the things so we ought to dive into a couple of them. But those are the things that I really believe they should start focusing
I
on.
agree.
They turn us into
Absolutely.
robots. It's robot because we got to think about it. The school system itself, it's all the work of Henry Ford.
Tell
As
us
far
more.
as the school day, school used to on the full school day and learning this, learn that, because what it is, it's all a factory. You put the kids into the factory learning system, you teach them factory mindset, they transition to the factory to work. The school breeds workers, the school makes workers, the school makes robots, and you call it learning because it has knowledge you didn't have, but it's useless knowledge. Like I said, like you see in the comments and stuff like that. It's just like in today's society, our kids don't have any conflict resolution. Why aren't we teaching that in school? Conflict resolution. Inflation is something real. Your dollar today is not going to be your dollar tomorrow. Just like stuff, especially when you get to college, it's stuff that you should have learned in high school. Like why we and a lot of schools and everything are starting to do this, but like career readiness and stuff like that. Career readiness, they should be starting that in elementary. You shouldn't have to wait till like a senior year to talk to a counselor or get to college or to learn about taxes and investments. That's the real world. But what happens is if you learn that stuff and you come out at that age knowing it, then you won't conform to society because you'll have a clear vision. You'll see your way. You'll know how to handle things a little differently, and I think you'll be less dependent on the system.
I remember back when we were kids, they used to tell us about the national debt all the time. National debt back then was like $3 trillion. I remember $3 trillion, $3 trillion.
It's just a big number. Ooh.
Here we are as kids. We're trying to figure out how we can get that paid off, and which president should we put in office to get that paid off. Now it's some ridiculous amount. I don't even know what it is today, but that's never been their agenda. That's never been their agenda to pay that off. That's always been something they taught us, and it's been a distraction, but it's never been their agenda. So I think the same thing is never really their agenda to have great citizens, to have great lives, because the world runs on what problems. The more problems you have, more money is to be made. Health problems are very expensive.
Huge.
And then how do you create those problems? Drinking, very expensive. That's a big time money organization, whatever. And then the same goes for sweets and fast food restaurants. All these things cause problems. They never really want to address the problem. They got all these commercials about join Planet Fitness and do this, that, and other. This is just business. People trying to make money. But they're not really trying to create a solution for some of the problems that we have. So if you start giving us wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and all those things in the second, third grade, then actually you might fix people's problems. And once you fix people's problems and you teach them about money, and you teach them about savings and annuities and so forth and stock markets and so on, then guess what? Money goes down. People are smart. So the narrative is perfectly where they want for it to be. Should we be focused on subjects that really matter in life? Yes. But not the schools. It should be mom and daddy.
Yeah.
That's really where it should be. Now, I believe the school should do it too. Don't get me wrong. I think that's education of life, though. Education of life usually comes from mommy and daddy, church, or experience. Unfortunately, it doesn't come from school. You can't sell it.
Yeah. I agree.
Like home, what was it? Homemaking class. Where you cook and home ec and all that kind of stuff. That was important. I did a semester in there and I hated it then, but I thought about it, I was like, I learned a lot, real life situations. I learned what happens if you leave it in the oven too long, but I learned.
You had to go to home ec to figure that out. I was like 17. You. All right. So let's just talk about money a little while longer. Okay, if you had money, I want y'all to think about this. You got all the money in the world, all the money that you need. Money is not an issue. If you didn't have to work for money, how would you spend your time working for money? Or how would you spend your time? What would you do to create? What would be your? What would you do? I don't even know what word I'm trying to look for.
Yeah, you can just read what's on there. It's self-explanatory. So if I didn't have to work for money, you know what? I would spend my time figuring out ways to help people. Like I really, homelessness is really something that my family, we try to, is near and dear to heart, something we want to tackle. And one thing my heart really goes out to is those homeless people that have mental situations where it's like they just been abandoned. So they're not just homeless. It's just the fact that they really don't have the capacity to just survive in the world, and they've been abandoned. So I would spend my time trying to figure out how we can help those people and help them have as normal as a life as possible.
Yashika?
I would spend a good chunk of my time out with homeless, but I would focus more on kids, because I would just be trying to change, the way that we change, in my opinion, the way that we change the world is through the kids, because they are the ones that's going to grow up. So I would try to work with more kids and then do more creative stuff like music and poetry. And, yeah, live
I think I might. I
more.
might.
Would you show them all the beauty they possess inside?
I do my best.
Go ahead, Justin.
I decided long ago never to follow in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed.
At least-
Hello, family.
No
Listen,
doubt.
hey,
I ain't
all right, so
Wait, my dignity, I tell you that.
because the great ass.
I tell you that right now, I can't take it.
Love all side of me.
If I didn't have to work for money, I got to be honest with you. Y'all were very generous. Y'all are doing stuff for the homeless. I don't know if this makes me a bad person or what the case may be, but if I didn't have to work for money, I don't know that I would really think much about the homeless. I don't think too much about them now, and I don't say that in a negative way. But I always think that homeless people are homeless because they want to be homeless. I do not want to be homeless. So I work hard. I do whatever it takes to not be homeless. So when I think of home, don't get me wrong. I know there's a few people, but who probably a lot of people who don't want to be homeless.
Put yourself on
Man,
that.
this is our last show. Ladies and gentlemen, the opinions expressed by Anthony
I gotta be
Gibson
honest
are
with you. I just wouldn't be down.
opinions of rebranding
great.
as a show, cast, and as a whole organization.
I
we good.
enjoy creating. In my later years, 46, I'm enjoying doing my film and all that stuff. If I didn't have to worry about money,
Damn.
that is what I would probably be doing. Whatever, and not the film side, just the creative side. Whatever it is that I have in me that I think I was meant to do, it would just open me up to do that, and I would do a whole lot of it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, me too.
Well, that
Some
single
tell
life would be
me
nice.
you will wear sandals, grow dreads,
Ooh.
and just eat.
Boy, you hadn't seen the follicles in the top of my head. Something is telling you wrong.
You got all the money you need. You can get one of them herpes.
Hey.
Two.
Yeah, eat off the fat of the land like Lenny Kravitz. No, I would do a lot of film. I would try. I don't know about travel. Traveling is interesting. I've done that. I'm so past traveling. It's just not something I'm interested in doing right now.
Yeah, but if you don't have money worries and stuff, I mean, you're creating your films and stuff. You would travel to like Brazil or whatever to do show your.
Inspiration.
I think you would.
For the sake of the film, if I had to travel, I think I would. But for the sake of vacation, I don't know that I would. I mean, travel, my car, 100-mile radius, my parents' house, maybe Fort Worth. We're in Dallas, so I have a lot right here I could go see, and I'd just probably be fine with it.
Now, my question is, if you had all the money you need and all that kind of stuff, would there be anybody in particular traveling with you?
No, it wouldn't. Not a single life. Single life.
I'm talking about friends, maybe.
Friends. What friends would I want to take? Which you can't take everybody everywhere.
Yeah, you can't forget all the rest of them. Let's just talk about.
Does the friend have a job? That's the question.
Hey,
I mean, in other words, am I paying for theirs, or how does this work?
Well, you kind of want, if you had all the money that you needed and stuff like that.
Stop. Let's stop right there. You said if I had all the money that I needed.
Yeah.
You didn't say if I had all the money we need. I got enough for me.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the context.
If he hit the lottery, we're gonna have to invest in some masks and gloves if he hit the lottery.
Yeah. So okay, now I don't know if y'all have heard this story, but actually, Yashika, you have, I'm sure.
What?
Lauryn Hill was supposed to be in Dallas. What was it, last week?
Yeah.
It was the 30th, October 30th.
October 30th, last week. So I was talking to you, and you called the radio station, and you actually won tickets to Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Caller number 10.
Uh-huh.
And she told me, Ace, she said, I don't know if I want to go, and I'm probably not going to go anyways, because just like she did somewhere else, she might not even show up. And guess what she didn't do?
My other good friend was going, and I told him the same thing, like, hey, don't get your hopes up.
So she didn't show up.
Didn't show
now,
up.
when she didn't show up,
she canceled that morning too. She didn't give time. She canceled the morning of the show.
Morning of the show.
A lot of people didn't even know that because a lot of people were went and like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, no, she canceled the morning of the show.
Now, fast forward to, I guess it was this past weekend. Mm-hmm. She was somewhere else, had another show, but this time she showed up. Only she showed up, several hours late?
Right.
When she gets there, she gets on stage, everyone's upset, and everyone I guess I don't know what they did, boo or whatever. But she makes the comment, and that comment is, y'all should just be glad that I showed up at all.
Y'all should be lucky. Consider yourself
Mhm.
lucky. Yeah, she was real cocky. But it goes right back to what that man was saying. He was talking about females, but it's the same thing. You can put that to everything.
Entertainers. Yeah.
Yeah,
But she
even
started discussing her mental health and everything. And I think, me and Goodson talked about it. She was discussing, she said she was being cocky, but then she was also like, if you knew what I was going through and stuff like that. But me and Goodson was talking, it was kind of like, once you sell them tickets, we really don't care what you're going through. You sold these tickets, so you said, I'm going to be here and I'm going to perform.
It was an entitlement thing, and I think.
So we did it 5 times then when saying with her.
But she's still selling out tickets. She's canceling, but that show was full. Did you see the show?
Yeah, she's selling
I
hope
didn't see an
tickets.
empty seat. I don't know if you've seen one.
I hope
The
she
show was
showed up.
full, so she's doing it because she can. Now, if she was canceling and then the next show she had about 5 people, you can throw a rock and still not hit anybody, then that'll humble her a little bit. But the shows are still packed.
And you gotta wonder, didn't she just get out of this real big tax situation?
She did.
So you would think that she would at least need the money. I don't want to get into her financial side of it, but I mean, nevertheless, you know what? I think I talked to y'all about this today. I know I talked to my buddy Kerry about this, and it could have been I don't know one of y'all, but we're talking about customer service. Remember that customer service, like how important it is in every aspect of your life, no matter where you work. Customer service is so important, and that's a customer service issue. She's really, I mean, of course, you got ushers and food people and all this stuff, but she's the one who can give the absolute best customer service by not only showing up and then giving a great show. But not only did she show up late, not only did she, I'm sure she had to cut the song short. She ain't not gonna be on all night. Now she says verbally to the people, you should consider yourself lucky. Now, customer service is going out the door these days. Let's go to the comment. She always late.
Yeah,
she's always late.
Yeah, and that's what, and the crazy part about it is everybody know that too. But yeah, I think the answer to that question is I don't think it's as much respect as it is, as it was in previous years. I remember like you got people like Michael Jackson and just a lot of those older people who they be dog sick and they be like, I can't disappoint the fans. I gotta go on. I gotta do this and do that.
Because the fans are the entity. Like you can get in and you can hone your craft. You can be very creative and make great music, but it's the fans that you're making this for.
Right.
You know what? I don't know how to answer that question though. Do the entertainers of today respect their fans and audience as much as in previous years? I don't know, because you have like Keanu Reeves and a lot of celebrities out there who still will sit there and sign every autograph until the last person is gone. But then again, you had some very arrogant celebrities back in the day. I'm pretty sure David Ruffin must have been rough back in his day.
What day you called him on?
No kidding. Why do fans continue to go to her shows?
I think
that's a great question, because I wouldn't. I think they gamble. They take a chance. I mean, like in reality, I like Lauryn Hill. I really late my
I was excited about it until I started reading.
Once you start reading, that's the new way. Read the review.
Yeah,
the review tells you the whole story.
Yeah,
Maxwell.
I wouldn't have bought the tickets. I don't think I would have bought them because I know her MO. So I don't think I would have bought them. But to win them, I was excited about it. But for people that's buying them and then crossing their fingers, but just what somebody said, that she's always late. There's the problem, because it's chronic, right? And so we know that's just her. She's always late. You know what I mean? So people buy tickets knowing.
It's another word for her though. Like late is like, show's supposed to start at 8 and she got up to about 8:30, 8:45. And she's like the end of the concert.
She's not like a little late.
Butter Love says she loves her songs. You know what?
Oh yeah. That's indeed.
You can't beat that.
What's your favorite song?
But you know what? That's a lesson to the kids. That's a lesson to everybody. If you put forth the right effort in everything you do, people will love what you do. And you can almost get away with anything. But she makes great music.
Yeah.
She is they have Lauryn Hill ranked as like one of the top I think 20, maybe even 10 greatest rappers of all time. Lauryn Hill ain't even a rapper at all. They have a rank
spit some
because
fire flows.
they love her so much. They put her in that category. Although I don't think she's a neo soul or R&B. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Who knows what she is? Because she's I don't think you can really contain her in the box because she's just different. But it's just sad, and like I said, love her songs, and I think that's I think this is like I don't want to go to extreme, but that's that arrogance, that cocky. They need me. They come to see me. I ain't got to show up. I'll catch them next week.
Do that again.
Y'all don't think she?
Yeah. All right, y'all. It's Christmas time. It's
somewhere having
November,
orgies.
Thanksgiving. We're coming up on this Christmas time. Once again, this is another one of Ace's questions. Says, should people that pay child support still be obligated? That's a big word for this sentence. To provide Christmas or birthday presents for their children. Should people that pay child support still be obligated to provide Christmas or birthday presents? So Ace, you don't pay child support. Ace don't pay child support. Ace don't receive child support. So Ace, what is your opinion on this question?
Well, first let's word that right. I don't want nobody out there thinking I'm something deadbeat. I'm with my children. Okay, I don't want somebody to think, I don't know. That's why I asked this question. I'm literally on the fence. I don't know if you should or shouldn't. I can kind of see both sides.
Close the door.
Yeah, you didn't have to put the hand up.
Sorry.
Stepped out of character for a minute.
Yeah, like ventriloquist, like that that Lester doll on
I thought I was on mute, everybody.
What you say, Lester? Huh? But I see both sides of the fence, so that's actually a tough question for me. I don't know. I asked that one strictly for the audience because I know people will have different views. I can see both sides. One, if you say they should be, it's kind of like well, it's still something for the children. You don't want to be disappointed, stuff like that. But then I can see the side saying, "Hey, everything I have, I've given it." Even at this event, if your birthday falls in this month, Christmas falls in this month, I gave for that month. So I don't know. That's a tough one there.
Ms. Barnard, thank you for your comments. Let's go to her. She says, "Why not? Yes, they should." I love that comment. And thank you for your participation. She could go ahead.
I guess my question would be, have you ever paid child support? Ace?
For me?
No,
well, yeah, I gave my daughter like $15 yesterday to get some lunch.
Okay. I don't think that it's the word obligated rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
These are your kids. So should you be obligated to buy a Christmas gift? Christmas to me is not the biggest deal. So, and birthday, should you be obligated to give a birthday present? Yeah. I mean, obligated, no. Because you shouldn't have to be made to do it, to buy a gift. If you want to give your child a gift, then give them a gift. But to say that, I pay child support for this month, so I shouldn't have to pay anything else. The mindset is bad. Because the reason why you paying child support is to support the child. See, far too many times when with child support, the man think of the woman, what she doing with his money that he's sending for his kids, right? She's spending it on herself. But if we take the female out of it, the woman or the man out of it, and think strictly for the kids, to say this month I pay $500 a month for child support, or every month, but December is Christmas. It's different. So that $500 went to daycare, went to food, went to whatever that it normally goes to every other month. So what's left for the kids? So we got to kind of take we got to take the people out of it. Now I can speak for myself. Like when I broke up from my kid's dad, we not together anymore. Then it's no longer about us. The narrative changes completely. It's only about the kids. I don't want to talk to you about what went on with us because it's over. So there's nothing left to talk about, right? So we just have to focus on them. I think if you focus on the kids, this question wouldn't even come up.
No.
Okay, and these are the kind of answers I wanted because I'm strictly like out of it. You know, this is strictly a discussion question. I want to hear people's opinions and stuff like that. So how you feel about this? What do you think?
The word obligated, like I said, that's a very big word for this sentence. Should people that pay child support still be obligated? Obviously, the child support itself is an obligation, right? That means you have to do it. That means it's government mandated, whatever the case may be. But the kid and being a mother, being a father, it's not an obligation. At that point, now you do out of love.
Right.
You should want to. I mean, I want to buy my kid her birthday gift or Christmas or whatever. So obligation is not a word. Obligation is really not even a word you should use for your children, not for your children. Right. I think once you start talking child support in some states and they're now 21 years old and still in college, should you be obligated to pay for the tuition? I think you can use it then, but you can't use it for your small children. There's no such word as obligation. Shouldn't be. Paying child support may be an obligation. Taking care of your children is not. So no, I say absolutely not. It's a horrible word for this particular sentence, in my opinion. Let's go to the comments real quick. It says the child support goes to the mom to support the child, but the kids are still yours. They love to get a gift from their dad and from their mom. I love that one. That was Deborah Collette. There's a lot of Deborahs on tonight. But yeah, I mean, here's the funny thing about it. I actually I paid child support. I'm a person who had to pay child support. And I 100% believe in child support. Mm-hmm. However, I do believe there's situations, and I don't think the child support should say, all right, we're going to put all y'all in the same basket. Bad dads, bad moms, good moms. Everybody goes in the same basket. I don't believe in that. I think that they should look at each individual because they bring you in as an individual.
That's right.
To see what the situation is. So every individual should not be the exact same. So that's the issue that I have there, because I mean, you got a lot of people like me. I paid child support, but I also had my child half the time. So I had to do other things. I wanted to do other things, but you got some people who will pay child support and that's all they're going to do. Yep. You got my money. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not doing nothing else. That's a deadbeat parent.
Your kids, yeah.
Yeah, that's a deadbeat parent. So that to me is a frustrating situation. I was always upset about child support going up, because I always felt like I was doing more. As my daughter got older, I had to do more. So when child support come to me and say, yeah, we're going to go up too, I got to do more and still pay more. I'm not, you can't lump me in with the bad dads. Anyway, that's my take on it, and I'm sticking with it. Hey, y'all, thank everybody for being on the show tonight. It's been a very good time. We've enjoyed every one of you. Deborah, Miss Bonner, I don't remember who all was on here, so I must apologize.
Kendall, all the Deborahs, Shane Blunt. What's going on, Diz?
He didn't do any better than I did, Yashika. I don't know.
Hey, yo, Ace, who do we have on the show next week?
I'm discussing the topics that have to deal with the black family. So you know the food or the drink is good when the person says swallow instead of swallow. We're going to have an interview with Liberians with Tourette syndrome. And the name of the show is going to be titled Breaking the Rules. So we will have their mics muted most of the time. Married couples that swing at the playground. Are they confused or just risk takers? Giggity, giggity. We'll see how that goes.
Catch Adrian, the Ace Stinson, and the rest of the Rebranders crew live Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Central on YouTube and Instagram at Rebranders Podcast, Facebook at Rebranders, or rebranders.org.
I work too hard. Look, I work too hard for this stuff, man.
All right, y'all, before we do this, let me go ahead and say my daddy, this goes out to Tony Goodson. Tony Goodson, are you listening? I'm going to give you 10 seconds to say yes. Tony Goodson, are you listening? Okay, let me tell you why I say this. Because my daddy, Tony Goodson, told me just this past weekend, I believe, he said, it's time for you to get a new AOA promo. He said, we've been seeing that one too long. I said, I just don't have a whole lot of time on my hand. I got a lot going on right now. And then I called Tony Goodson today, and Tony Goodson, I said, hey, what you doing, Tony Goodson? My daddy. What you doing today? He had Lowe's buying paint so they can paint the doorknobs on the back patio door in their new house. I said, y'all ain't got nothing but time on your hand. You could just buy a white doorknob. So I will be working on it and one day soon. But anyway,
What else you gonna work on?
I'm gonna have to put some new pictures on there. It'll be on. I'm working on it. And she can need the new shirt. I'm sorry. You know when they look down in shame. I'm shameful.
Mm-hmm.
Chica, it's on you.
Hey, yo, Ace, who we got on the show next week?
I'm glad you asked that, Sheikah. Well, we're going not too political, but just a group of people that we're going to address. So we're actually going to be interviewing white people who think we voted for Biden because we thought he was a good president. And the name of the show going to be Wiggle Please. That's it. We're going to have a good time.